Hey guys, it's AJYT Abbott, and before the video begins, I just wanted to thank you again for the continuous support on these kind of videos. The Nickelodeon one did well, parts 1 and 2 of this series did well, and let's hope that part 3 does just as well. Thanks so much for the support, and enjoy the video. Hey everyone, welcome back to our journey through Cartoon Network's past shows. These are more Cartoon Network shows that you may have forgotten about, or some of them you might not have even heard of. So let's get into it. I didn't know much about this show before doing this video, but apparently many of you wanted to hear about Class of 3000. This show follows music teacher Sonny Bridges as he teaches a class of students at a school for the performing arts. The 3000 part of the name comes from series creator Andre 3000, best known for being a part of the hip-hop duo Outkast. Andre actually voices Sonny Bridges, and it seems like this was quite the passion project for him. Instead of the show simply being a licensing deal, Andre began to be directly involved in the development of the series and pitched that the only stipulation he had was that it had to be set in Atlanta, since no other cartoons had been set there before and he wanted to showcase his culture to a larger audience. The show had a pretty positive reception, with one episode winning a Primetime Emmy and its soundtrack getting praised as well. It got 2 seasons with an overall episode count of 28, with 2 of them not even being aired on television, and it hasn't been rerun since its cancellation in 2008.
Hey, Rodney!
After creating the series Duckman for the USA Network, creator Everett Peck created Squirrel Boy, which follows a squirrel named Rodney who acts just like a human, comes up with wild schemes to try and become rich, and pals around with his owner Andy. They also have arch enemies like a boy named Kyle and his pet parrot Salty Mike. The show only lasted from 2006 to 2007, and after it ended there were 6 shorts that were released in 2008, which aired between commercial breaks. It's unfortunate that this show didn't last long, because I actually remember watching some of this as a kid and enjoying it. Sadly, this was Everett Peck's final animated production before his death in 2022. Rest in peace.
George of the jungle, friend to you and me.
As a kid, I could never get the theme song out of my head, and still to this day I still catch myself humming the theme for George of the Jungle. This is actually a reboot of an animated series of the same name from 1967, and George is of course a spoof of the character Tarzan. This follows George's adventures in the jungle, along with his gorilla friend, creatively named Ape, and his 2 friends Ursula and Magnolia. There's also a narrator that pops in from time to time, and even breaks the 4th wall later on in the series. 52 episodes were produced with 2 segments in each, resulting in 104 segments total. It aired 1 season back in 2007 and didn't return until 2016 for a revival 2nd season. After that, there has been no episodes since that revival. The Secret Saturdays premiered back in 2008 and followed a family of cryptozoologists trying to protect creatures called cryptids and also keep their existence a secret from the rest of the world. They battle villains along the way, they meet evil versions of themselves, and there are plenty of twists and turns that the series takes. It's very much one of those animated series like Gravity Falls or Star Wars: The Forces of Evil, where there is a consistent story that progresses as the series goes on, and there's big revelations that happen that change the course of the overall show. I love series like that, and I don't think I ever watched this show, but maybe I'll have to check it out sometime. It was clearly a beloved show, with the characters making an appearance in the finale of OKKO, and even making a crossover appearance in Ben 10 Omniverse in 2013. It came to an end in 2010 after 36 episodes, but is still widely remembered by fans.
Sheep in the big city.
Back in 2000, the pilot for Sheep in the Big City premiered as a part of Cartoon Network's Cartoon Summer event, and then made its official debut later that year. This show follows a sheep that has moved away from his farm as a part of the military's plan to use sheep for a sheep-powered ray gun. Sheep goes on the run, outwitting the military general and his henchmen along the way, and has to adjust to laying low in the big city. He also struggles to balance his love life, and tries not to draw the attention of other characters who have it out for him. I really wish I was around when this show came out, because it sounds really hilarious and crazy, but it unfortunately only aired 28 episodes from 2000 to 2002, and only played reruns until 2003, so I never got the chance to experience this one. Robotomy premiered in 2010 and follows two teenage robots entering high school. There's Thrasher, voiced by Patton Oswalt, who you may know as the voice of Remy from Ratatouille, or Professor Dementor from Kim Possible. And then there's Blastus, voiced by John Chamberlain, who's done voice work for shows like Big Mouth and the DuckTales reboot. In addition to Cartoon Network Studios, this was also produced by World Leaders Entertainment, who are best known for producing the popular Adult Swim series The Venture Bros. Thrasher and Blastus try their best to get by in high school, usually having to avoid the murderous robots on their planet, trying to get popular, and in the case of Thrasher, trying to gain the affection of his high school crush. I really wasn't familiar with this one, but you guys requested it numerous times, so it must have some fans. I do like the art style and its dark comedic tone, so maybe this is another one that I'd have to check out at some point. The series ran for about 3 months, with only 10 episodes being released, making it the shortest run of any original series on the network.
Robot Jones.
Another series that a lot of you requested was Robot Jones, and after watching some of this, I really wish I had watched it when it came out. Robot Jones follows our title character as he attends middle school in a futuristic version of the 1980s. Episodes tackle Robot Jones studying aspects of human life, hanging out with his human friends, and trying to win over his crush. Robot Jones himself was actually voiced by a text-to-speech program in Season 1 before Bobby Block took over as the voice of Season 2, and Bobby took over to do rerun voice acting for Season 1. This show was actually relatively short, with only 2 seasons being produced with 27 segments divided amongst 13 episodes. It's really a shame, considering the series creator Greg Miller revealed in an interview that the series would have ended with Robot Jones rallying a robot army to take over the world like he's straight out of the Terminator franchise. Now that would have been a cool thing to happen to Robot Jones. Our final show we'll be discussing is Out of Jimmy's Head, which premiered in 2007 and was based on the 2006 film Reanimated. This told the story of Jimmy Roberts, who gets into an accident and receives the brain of a dead cartoonist, resulting in him being able to see all of the artist's creations. The show continues to expand on the film's premise, with Jimmy palling around with his cartoon friends, while also avoiding the son of the dead cartoonist who desperately wants to kill Jimmy, take back his father's brain, gain popularity as a cartoonist, and take over the world. Sounds like a pretty wild premise for a Cartoon Network show, and I absolutely love the sound of it. It sounds, albeit very stupid, I'll admit, but it does sound like something I would have a lot of fun with. I wish I had watched this back in the day, as I only really remember bits and pieces of it. I've always been a fan of blending animation and live action when done right, and this show just looks like a good time. Thanks for joining me as I discussed 8 more Cartoon Network shows that you may have forgotten about, or maybe you hadn't even heard of. I don't think I'll be doing a part 4 mainly because I do want to talk about more shows that I am familiar with, and that I've got plenty of ideas that have to do with that. So, thanks for watching the video. Stay tuned for more videos similar to this, or in the vein of this. Take care, everybody, and goodbye.